Hey guys, Alicia here. This video today is going to be about a physical and also a digital product. Now, I know my channel is all about making a passive income with, strictly instant downloads. However, once in a while, I still like to make crafts because I just enjoy doing so. So I wanted to show you something that I made last year, and I made a lot of money off of it during the holidays. So it really came in handy for a little bit of extra Christmas money. So these were really popular last year, and it was the elves. Okay, and I'm going to explain the story behind it. When I first bought these elves, I made them and I put them on Etsy and they weren't selling. But whenever I bought a certificate to go along with it, they started selling. So I'm going to show you what these are. This is what I made last year, and I actually made a lot of these. These were just a few of them. I had somebody that actually had 6 children, and they bought one for each of them, and I'll kind of blow this up so you can see it a little bit. So I used heat transfer vinyl, and then I personalized the names however they wanted them, and then I put 2017 so that it could be memorable for that year of Christmas. Well, the Dollar Tree and also Family Dollar now has these elves in stock again, right before Halloween, and I am going to make them. Now, I will say that this item these are really popular on Etsy, and the market is tough. So what I did is I sold a few of them on Etsy directly, but I made a posting on Facebook Marketplace and I sold them locally. I had somebody who purchased 50 of them. I think it was like for a classroom or for all of the 2 kindergarten classrooms or something like that, and the teachers were wanting to do that. So I made 50 of them. So I made a $450 profit just off of that, because these are $1 a piece. And well, you can take in the cost of the heat transfer vinyl, and I used white heat transfer vinyl. But one piece of heat transfer vinyl made several of these. So I think I only used 2 or 3 sheets of heat transfer vinyl, and then I still had some left over. So this was last year's edition, and they're cuter this year. So let me go back and show you what they look like. I actually just dumped these out on my couch a little while ago, and this is what they look like this year. I like these a whole lot better. So I bought a whole bunch of these for $1 each, and I like them because they have the stripe, red and white striped legs on them, and there are some that are girls and some that are boys. So like the girls have the skirts on them and the boys don't. So it's just really a cute little idea, and I wanted to make this video, just so everybody could get started on it if you wanted to make these. And once again, I sold them on Facebook Marketplace locally. And then you can charge a little bit more for the time that it takes you to make them. I mean, a lot of people would say, well, that's a ripoff, or whatever, because you paid $1 for this. But really, you don't have to tell them that you only paid $1 for it. And it's actually more of the time that you're putting into it to actually make it for them. So I purchased an elf adoption certificate on Etsy last year. And that's back to every time I buy something on Etsy, I think to myself, I could have made that myself. So that's what I'm going to do today, is show you how we can create an elf adoption certificate. So I am going to jump over here to the designer. And we're going to create an 8 by 10. And I do apologize for the length of this video. It might be just a little longer because I really want to show you how to do this. And I'm going to actually pause it when I'm entering in some certain information. Okay, so here is our blank 8 by 10. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to want to do, and you can do this however you want and get as creative as you want. Okay, we want to insert a square. And we're going to tilt it, and we're going to make this thin, or make it thinner. Okay. Okay, so if you right-click on this, and you just click Duplicate, right-click, duplicate, right-click, duplicate. So bear with me here while I just keep duplicating. And don't worry about anything that's hanging off the edge here, because when we save this, it's not going to be in there. Or it's not going to show. Okay, so now we have all these on here, and you can kind of eyeball this just to kind of see if they're even, and you want to try to make as much of the same place of white space in between as possible. I am not a perfectionist by any means. Okay, so now is what we're going to do is we're going to change the colors of these. Red, green, red, green. So I'm going to click right here, and we're going to change the color. So I want to pick a red that kind of looks like Christmas red. And I think I kind of like this. Now don't forget, when you choose a color on the color spectrum here, it assigns it a certain number up here. So if you want to repeat that, all you have to do is highlight this. You're going to hit Control C. And then you are going to, here, you're just going to hit Control V and you hit Enter and it turns it into red. So we're just going to keep repeating that. Okay, Control V, Enter. I think I'm going to delete that one. Okay, now we're going to choose our green. Okay, and I think I kind of like that. Okay, and then we're going to hit Control C. And we're going to go here. Control V. And once again, this is just to make sure that you have the same exact color that you chose on the spectrum. And I accidentally moved that one. Okay, so basically is what this is our border that we have created. Okay, so now is what we're going to do is we're going to enter we're going to insert a white box. And I do believe I have the white box right here. Okay, and we're just going to pull it. Okay, so that just basically serves as our border. Now, you can do polka dots if you want. You can do it however you want to do it. I really just kind of like this way. So you can see how many layers we have over here to the left. Okay, so I am going to pause this here shortly because and then I'll show you what I did because I'm just going to be entering text. So let me pause it for just a second and then you won't even notice I'm gone. Okay, so is what I did while I paused this because I didn't want you to have to sit through me typing all this out. I typed out certificate of ELF adoption. This is to certify that, and you can name your ELF, has been adopted by, and you can either put family's name or you can put child's name here if you want. The adoption date, approved by Santa Claus, and I put a comma, North Pole. Now there's a couple more things I want to do to this. We're going to go over here and we are going to add kind of like an official we're going to do that. Okay, so let me go ahead and pick the color. And I think I'm going to make this color the same color as the green. Okay, I'm going to tilt this just a little bit. Actually, before I do that, let me type my text. So, really small here, we're going to add something, you can get as creative as this as you want. I'm just going to put official adoption record. So, let's see here. And let me center this. And then what we need to do is we need to make this really small so we can fit it in here. And I think I'm going to change the color of that to white. And then I'm going to kind of move this over a little bit and I'm going to tilt it. And I'm going to do the same thing right here. So that it makes it look like an official document. Maybe not quite that much. Okay, one last thing we're going to do, we are actually going to sign Santa Claus's name right here. So I need to go over here and we are going to type Santa Claus. And we're going to change the color of this and the font. So let's pick out let me go over here. Okay, so I changed the font on this, and let me make this just a little bit bigger, and we'll position this on here. This is another thing back to this whole video on how do you add text. All I'm doing is typing over this. Okay, now I'm going to change first let me make that bold. Okay, so here we have this printable that we can sell on Etsy. And when I actually recommend, you can tell them in your listing to print this out on cardstock. It is an 8x10, and cardstock is just a lot better. Last year I printed them on regular paper and it just kind of didn't look as good. So let me go ahead and save this image. To my computer, and look at all those layers over there. So once I save this, it's going to combine all those layers and turn it into a JPEG image. Okay, so let me return to iPicky.com, and this is already saved, so don't let it freak you out whenever I switch to the editor. Okay, so I just wanted to show you this is what it looks like. I think this is absolutely adorable. It did not take me very long to make, and you can do this with all types of certificates. You can make certificates of appreciation, you know, if you wanted to make certificates, you know, for doing a good job or whatever it is that you want to do, certificate for, you know, a retirement, and you can make all these certificates and you can sell them on Etsy as an instant download. And once again, you can offer to fill in this information for them, or they might prefer to just handwrite this in, because after all, this really is signed officially by Santa Claus from the North Pole. Anyway, thanks so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. This is a great idea, you know, that you can make a digital product, and you can also, don't forget, the Dollar Tree and Family Dollar sells these elves for $1 each. And then you can just put heat transfer vinyl on them for my vinyl cutter users and sell them. So I'm sure everyone remembered this from last year if these were really popular. So now I'm going to do it again this year because it's a great way to make extra money for the holidays. If you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope everyone has a great day.